House rules. Each speaker has 5 minutes. The first and last minutes are protected. The judge will ring a bell to signal the protected time. The bell will ring continuously after 5 minutes.
So, panel, this house supports decriminalization of drug possession and the implementation of harm reduction strategies. We are telling you that decriminalization is to make something no longer illegal according to the law. And we are telling you that drugs are narcotic or psychotropic substances helpful in the medical sector. And we are telling you that implementation is to make sure that something that has been decided about starts happening or to being used. And we are telling you that harm reduction is the reducing or making the toxins negligible. So we are telling you that we are making the people having the having of narcotic or psychotropic substance helpful in the medical sector, it is no longer illegal according to the law. And this is because we are going to go ahead and make sure that we start reducing and making the toxins negligible. So we are setting our parameters in Uganda. Our house is the Ministry of Health in cooperation with the National Drug Authority. And panel, we are decriminalizing drug possession, not for every person in Uganda, but for the medical sector. We are borrowing a leaf from the health sector of the government of India, which has been proven that it uses some of these drugs to produce their medicines. And we are saying that India is the country that has it is the leading in the health sector. So why not borrow a leaf from such a country? It is the leading in the health sector on the globe. So if we need to improve on the health of our country, Uganda, we need to borrow a leaf from such a country. We are telling you that we are aware of the effects of the drugs to the people. This is why we are telling you that we are going to make the toxins negligible. We are going to make these toxins negligible, but I'll take you later, please. But we will make sure that despite the fact that they are negligible, they are still useful to a person. They are still useful to the health of a person. So we are telling you that we are limiting and we are licensing the growing and the using of these drugs to only the pharmaceutical firms, meaning that anyone who is not a pharmaceutical firm, anyone who does not work with a pharmaceutical firm, caught doing this is not licensed, is going to be penalized, meaning that we are only licensing those in the pharmaceutical firms. And we are telling you that after licensing them, we are going to monitor them closely, because we are telling you that I'm going to take you later, please.
Thank you.
According to the National Institute of Health, the using of these drugs, the narcotic and psychotropic substances, and use them to produce other medicines is going to be helpful in a way that it is going to reduce the overdose. Because we are not going to administer the whole drug, we are going to just use it to produce a medicine. We are going to use it in the medicine. This means that we are going to reduce overdose. It is also going to reduce the levels of a diseases and infections like hepatitis C, HIV and AIDS and cancers. We are telling you that it enhances safety and health. It also boosts our health sector. So we are telling you that according to the World Health Organization periodicals of February 2022, we are telling you that diclomine, which has the morphine content, helps to treat intestinal infections. Despite the fact that it has that content of a drug, of the narcotic and psychotropic substance, it still helps us in the health. It still helps us to improve on the health of our people. We are telling you that we have another medicine, which is the sedative hypnotic, which has the methadone content, and it also helps on anesthesia. We are telling you that despite the fact that it has the content of the methadone, it still helps with the health of a person. So we are telling you that as decriminalizing the drug possession in the medical sector, the pharmaceutical firms, is going to be helpful to our health sector as the country. Let my second speaker come and advance my argument. Thank you.
Death can be a gift. Look at decriminalized drugs. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Amanya Anselm. I'm from Namilyango College and I'm the first speaker from the negator side. Ladies and gentlemen, resolved, this house supports the decriminalization of drug possession and implementation of harm reduction strategies, ladies and gentlemen. We get a team affirmative, ladies and gentlemen. that comes and tells us that they are going to use, first of all, we agree with all their definitions, well and good. Then they come and tell us, ladies and gentlemen, that they are going to use drugs to make medicines. Now, our question to them is one. All these drugs that are going to be used as medicines, don't they have substitutes that are not narcotics? Why do we have to use narcotics as the drugs when we can have substitutes that can be used as narcotics, that can be used that are not narcotics, ladies and gentlemen? And they come and tell us, ladies and gentlemen, that they are going to reduce, all these drugs to negligible amounts. Now, negligible, ladies and gentlemen, we all know that means that can be ignored. So if you're reducing the amounts to amounts that can be ignored, so what are you trying to tell us? These are contradicting themselves. These are amounts that can be ignored in the body, but they expect these same amounts to treat and cure diseases in the body, ladies and gentlemen, which I think that's a contradiction within itself, ladies and gentlemen. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we as team negators, ladies and gentlemen, we come and tell you that us, if we dare decriminalize drugs, ladies and gentlemen, as just in their parameters as Uganda and using their house as the Ministry of Health, ladies and gentlemen, is that we are going to be killing ourselves at the end of the day. Why, ladies and gentlemen, with the following arguments, is that one, we are going to emphasize addiction. After emphasizing addiction, we are going to emphasize dependency and treatment issues, ladies and gentlemen. Do you believe a country like Uganda has rehabilitation centers to treat people in case they're addicted allowed?
Do you believe that someone can be addicted to the drug that has no toxic substance?
No, someone, by the time you get addicted to drugs, means that's toxic substances. That's a lie. Ladies and gentlemen, like I told you, you're going to emphasize addiction, dependency, and treatment issues. Like I told you, Uganda has does not have rehabilitation centers to treat all these people. There's only one, Butabika, ladies and gentlemen. And do you think Butabika can treat millions of people in case we decriminalize drugs because people are going to get addicted at the end of the day? Ladies and gentlemen, the existing treatments are not large enough to handle the influx of millions of new addicts, ladies and gentlemen. Like I've showed you, when you decriminalize the possession of drugs, at the end of the day, you're going to have many people getting addicted. So is your treatment system able to cater for all these people? Ladies and gentlemen.
PLI.
Denied. Ladies and gentlemen, we also that see, at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, if we decriminalize the possession of drugs, what are we pushing for? We're pushing for legalization. It starts with just decriminalizing, and at the end of the day, we shall now be debating. Why don't we legalize them? As long as, it's not a crime, and we are all moving well. Why at the end of the day can't we legalize them, ladies and gentlemen? Then again, ladies and gentlemen, if we decriminalize the possession of drugs, we're going to lead to increased supply of drugs. At the end of the day, the prices will fall. At the end of the day, millions of new people are now trying out the drugs. Like I told you, we shall have many addicts at the end of the day. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the cost of setting up a self-injection site is at $3 million per year. Ladies and gentlemen, where is Uganda going to get all this money? At the end of the day, we shall end up diverting funds from other sectors which would have helped us. For example, treatment of HIV, and now putting them into drugs, where we are going to end up, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to end up hurting our own country. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what are we going to do as team negators? First of all, we are going to re-energize the drug law enforcement agencies like the police of Uganda, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, we are going to increase their funding, we are going to increase their manpower, and also going to increase their powers. I mean, why should Uganda police need a search warrant to search a suspected drug lord? That's what we mean by increasing their powers. At the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, we're also going to build anti-drug force capacities. This will help develop an effective coordination and control mechanism and mobilize the people of the nation, such as the youth, that you can help fight drugs, ladies and gentlemen. Now, ladies and gentlemen, in Uganda, we can't afford decriminalizing drug possession, ladies and gentlemen, because this will lead to addictions and we shall all be endangered. With that, I raise my case.
This is the High School Crossfire. We'll be back in a minute.